if you were a landowner or a property owner or anybody who'd had even a modicum of success under the czars.
Or your family.
Or your family. Well, that's the next thing. You were classified as an oppressor.
There was a great podcast a couple of days ago, Jordan Peterson. It was two of my all-stars, Jordan Peterson and Michael Malice, talking about this oppressor narrative and what societies will do when things start getting out of whack.
What happened in Rwanda, even though it was quite a peaceful state, although poor, was that the notion of group identity became paramount. And then one ethnic group was set against the other. And what happened in Rwanda is reminiscent of the sorts of things, perhaps faster and even more brutal, possibly, than what happened in the Soviet Union. A million people killed in a span of mere months, right, in the most brutal possible way. It was a consequence of the valorization of group identity. You saw the same thing happening in Russia, right? Because, and this happened soon after the revolution, is that the communists were attempting to eradicate bourgeoisie individuality. And so people started to be classified and judged by group guilt. And then almost immediately after the revolution, if you were a landowner or property owner or anybody who'd had even a modicum of success under the czars.
Or your family.
Or your family. Well, that's the next thing. You were classified as an oppressor and as an enemy of the people. But immediately it spread to your family. Even if you didn't own anything, if you had people in your ancestry who ever dared to own anything, which meant everyone who was even vaguely, they identified success with oppression, which is something that we're trying very hard to do in our culture at the moment too, which is absolutely catastrophic. We're doing the same bloody things, right? Dividing people into groups, making group identity paramount, identifying success itself with oppression.
So do you see what they are doing? They are the oppressed, we are the oppressors, and they are trying to upend the system. They want to bring in as many people as they can control, and they can bring in more voters. This is not a grand conspiracy theory or anything else. Just remember, it was only until about 2 weeks ago that the Democrats and the mainstream media even acknowledged there was an issue at the border. A whole bunch of us have been talking about it for a year, right? And it was bubbling up mostly on Twitter, thanks to Elon Musk, for a year. I've shown you a million videos of Karine Jean-Pierre and Psaki and Biden himself and Kamala and all these people. There's no problem at the border's secure, blah, blah, blah. But a whole bunch of us, we started ringing the bells, right? Then they start paying attention. Now they're acknowledging there's a problem, and we damn well better do something about it now. It might be too late, but if we don't start doing something about it now, at least to delay the insanity, then what Jordan is laying out there will happen here. We will have sectarian violence on our streets. We will have religious violence on our streets. We have no idea the motives of these people that have come in, and especially in light of all of the world events since October 7th, there's some problems.